Welcome to another Nature's Glory Cabin Off-Road Edition. This is day one of the Fall 2023 Backcountry Byway meet. Today we're going to be doing Walker's Creek. You'll see the new logo pop up. Every spring and fall they do a new shirt, and this is the one with Spauld's Creek Road on it. And you can see here we're starting out at Callie's. We're going to go down 11, and we're going to cut up 715 and go down Walker Creek. We came back Old Finn Castle, but that's not going to be in this video. And here we go. Going to turn right out of Callie's onto Highway 11/15. They're kind of the same road here. We're going to run up to where 15 goes straight and 11 goes off to the right at the go time. So we're going to turn right and go underneath the Mountain Parkway right here. And we're going to continue on this for 15 or 20 minutes. And we're going to turn left onto 715 for a short time. And then we're going to turn onto Jim Smith Road. So here's 715. We're going to go on here for a few miles, not very far. And here we're going to turn into Jim Smith Road. This is also where you go into Red Point Barbecue if you're interested. We're going to go back here and we're going to veer off to the right. Red Point Barbecue would be to the left. I think it says Paradise Valley to the right. We're going to go to the right here, and nothing is marked after this. There's a couple of dirt roads before we get to the beginning of Walker Creek. After a short time, you can see here that we're turning into the unmarked area of Walker Creek. I think it's the second right after we turn on to the Paradise Valley. And this is a little more detail. You can see where we came down and the start of Walker Creek. This is pretty rough. We're going the easy way. This is going to be a longer video because when you're new to me, I try to show you the entire detail. It probably took us 2 hours. I got this video sped up to about 35 minutes. And it was a beautiful day. It was dry. Lots of drop-offs, lots of ravines. And there will be some action with photographs and video for other vehicles as well. This is probably 6 level rating for me. I know people with bigger tires don't have as much trouble with it. I didn't really have much trouble. I did bang in a few places. Had it been muddy, it would have been a whole new level of difficulty because you would have been sliding into ruts. And all of this has been sped up in the interest of time and just to see what you can see. This is the only ride on this day that was going out. Usually on these pre-ride days, the actual event's on Saturday. This is Thursday. Sometimes there's several rides. Fall doesn't have as much organized rides, so there was just the one today. And this is the one that everybody went on. We had a couple of relatively stock vehicles that had a little trouble and a little minor body damage. As you can see, there's some fairly deep ruts. It was dry, so most of the time we could ride along the tops of the ruts without much trouble. My wife was riding with me, and she wasn't really crazy about this, so a couple of times we got spotters. There's nothing wrong with that. If you think you need a spotter, get one. That's what we're here for. We have all kinds of equipment and experience. Need help, don't forget to ask. And here's coming down that hill from the rear view. Now the camera flattens it out quite a bit. It's quite a bit rougher than it looks. Going the other direction on this is significantly tougher. Again, I'm on 33s. 3 1/4 inch left. TJ, nice short TJ. Very similar to the one right there behind me. Yeah, you can see the little drop off there where the rear wheel kind of dropped off of a rut. This apparently is old railroad property that had been left open. Please respect it. We'd love to keep trails like this open as long as people will let us. This is not part of the Backcountry Byway. We stopped quite a few times so people could get caught up and get spotted. I cut most of those out. Some of those pauses seem like forever, but in reality they were very quick. Again, this is Trail 1 of day 1. We did 2 trails on this day. There'll be a follow-up day 1 Trail 2, but this one is posted. And here's some pictures that were taken while we were parked at the bottom of the hill waiting for everyone else to catch up. And we continue on down. We're still on the main part of this trail, going down. Now we're coming into some pretty heavy mountain laurel. Some people call them rhododendrons. They're in the same family, but up in this part of the country they're a mountain laurel. And it's pretty heavy down through here. I understand this can be somewhat boring, but I try to show as much of the trail as possible the first time, so you can decide on your own what you think of the trails. Next time I go back and do them, I usually just do the more challenging or technical parts and leave out parts that are just less exciting. But of course on this is fairly exciting most of the way. I pulled up on that little knoll there and let my wife in so she could take some pictures. We'll have some more pictures coming down that here in a minute. Right now we got the rear view camera coming down that hill. And here's some of those pictures. And after we all made it down the hill, we'd stopped here for a bit, and we're going to take on off. Every trail, it seems, has what I would call some very easy parts in it, and this is no exception. If this is all you looked at, you'd think, well, heck, I can do that. That's no problem. But got to get to it, and unfortunately, there's places scattered throughout it that are a little rougher and a little harder to do. So as we get through here, we'll show you a little bit more. That was the most technical part, what we just did, but there's still a couple of more places. And yes, it looks like we're flying, but we're not. We're probably going 2 or 3 miles an hour. I just sped it up because, again, you can see how even the terrain is. We were just zipping through here. We might have been going 10 miles an hour. As always, don't forget, conditions can change. This was in September of 2023, about the middle of the month, day 1 of the Backcountry Byway fall meet, and it had been awful dry. It had been dry most of the summer, so we had a lot of real dry conditions this year. To date, again, after this date, conditions can change. There is some pretty good scenery. If you notice off to the left there's some pretty cool looking rock faces, and off into the right too. You just can't see them all as we're zipping down through here. Really scenic country back in here. We kind of go back sometimes, my wife and I, just to look at the scenery and take a leisurely drive. Again, there were 3 days of the meet. We're going to have one more trail from day 1, and then we're going to do day 2 and day 3 after that. I believe a lot of this was old railroad bed. You can notice how pretty flat and smooth it is. I don't know when it was decommissioned. I'm sure it was some time ago. Look off to the side there, you can see it's got a pretty steep drop off on the right. And that's pretty common for the area, along tops of these ridges. As you can see, we're moving along pretty good. I'm having a little trouble keeping up with the vehicle in front of me, and I just can see the one behind me. So again, don't forget the rules. Keep the vehicle in front of you and behind you in sight. And if you can't see them, slow down, honk your horn, get on the radio, make sure everybody stays caught up. Things happen. You can have something break seemingly out of nowhere. And then I hang on for a second, wait for Mike to catch up. And here we go. You notice there to the left, some people went down. This is the old railroad bed here, a little dip right here. We're going to go down to a place called the playground. Right now it's straight down on both sides. We're going to get across this and go left and down and under. There's a tunnel at the bottom. And it's a pretty sharp left here. I had to back up and pull up. Generally I can make these. Some folks went down the hill on the other side, and a bunch of us went across and under. Well, there's kudzu vines laying everywhere. You'll see they kind of hang over this tunnel at the bottom, and that kind of leave a cool effect. You can see just ahead there where people came down the hill, and I'm going to show the rear view here where we went down this. And I'm told right here next to a big tree there's a big piece of slate rock that'll cut a tire down. So be careful there. I didn't see the problem in either direction, but apparently it has happened. That apparently is a tree right there. And here we are. People came down that hill in front of us there. We're now going to turn left and go underneath the railroad bed through this little tunnel. I turned on my big light. And now we're going to approach what they call the playground. It's just a wide open, flat area where everybody has lunch and hangs out. Gets everybody together before we head on to more off-roading. We're going to show some pictures of people coming through here. If you look there to the right up that hill, that's what we came across the top of. We went across that, down to the left and underneath, and came out the tunnel there to the right. And you can still see a few coming across it at the top. Hope everybody gets to see yourself. I hope you enjoy it. Tried to make sure I get everybody that I could. And we were here quite a while. Again, we had lunch. Nice little scenic area to sit and visit. and you can still see them coming through the tunnel. We're about 2/3 done with Walker Creek now. Here's some pictures of vehicles coming through the tunnel. And us that are parked. And we're heading back out now. There was quite a few more people than I realized in our group this day. Now we're going to go back through this tunnel, and folks that didn't come down the hill like us, they came down the other side. We're going to all go right here, up and out. We came down this and under the tunnel. Now we're going to go back up it, and when we get to the top, we're going to bear left to continue on the trail. Again, don't forget about that tree. They tell me has a big slate rock to put a tire down, so be careful. And off we go. Again, there's a lot of scenery. Once you get through the more heavy obstacles, there's lots of scenery to look at besides obstacles, you know, things to look at and enjoy the area. Again, I had never been on this before, so I didn't have a map for this, so I was mapping it as I went. So the folks I was with were the ones with all the experience. I sped this up quite a bit. I guess you can tell that it's fairly smooth through here. And we met somebody on the trail. It happens. Be courteous, and whoever can get over it easiest should. Lots of rocks and scenery as we go through here. Hopefully this winter we'll get some snow on some of this, and it'll be a little different view. another rock feature labeled in the video. Don't forget to hang out till the end. You'll want to see where this finishes up at. It's relatively interesting if you're not aware. Again, we're waiting for stragglers to catch up. We were moving along pretty good there. Yeah, look here to this. We got a big good drop off right here. This is relatively narrow. Jeep didn't have any trouble with it. If you're in a bigger vehicle, you might want to be careful and stay on that left side a little better. I think we had a Suburban in the group, and he probably was a little wide. He had to stay as far to the left as possible. And we're motoring on down through here. And like most trails, some have hard things, some have easy things, and you gotta rate it for the worst thing. So I'd give this a 6 or a 7 for sure. Going the other direction, if it was wet and muddy and sloppy, it'd probably be a 7 or a plus. But it's been dry, so it's probably a good 6, 5, 6, since it was really easy to control it in the dry dirt. And here we are, we're at the end, and guess where we're at? We are down here now at the Old Fincastle Deep Water Crossing. As soon as we get up here, you'll see the water crossing to the right, and left up the hill would be the Old Fincastle. That's where we ended up going on the next trail. And hope everybody's enjoyed this. Come back and watch part 2. Hope everybody enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.